Hello, everybody. My name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today, we're talking about the Southern Baptist Convention. A lot of little things going on with the Southern Baptist Convention, but the overall theme that you should be aware of in the spiritual warfare, the fight for the Southern Baptist Convention, is that Wokeness has launched a counteroffensive. It's been a little bit of a stalemate for the last 2 or so years on the issue of critical race theory in the Southern Baptist Convention. However, multiple recent events have basically solidified that wokeness is back on the rise in the Southern Baptist Convention. The woke people are getting more ambitious. They are getting more, elevated to higher statuses. And the woke preacher clips are returning in the Southern Baptist world. So we're going to talk about these stories going on. Big stuff coming out of the Southern Baptist Convention. But first, I want to let you know, Evangelical Dark Web is a Christian news gathering and commentary ministry. You can support us over at evangelicaldarkweb.org/join. Extra benefits if you subscribe at our Patreon-like system, like you get more articles than the free site gets. So extra content benefits. But the least you can do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, to the podcast if you are new. That's how you help us with those magical algorithms. Now, first article I want to talk about is SBC propagandist named new interim executive committee president. So if you are Southern Baptist and don't know what the executive committee is, the executive committee functions as the SBC messengers while the convention is not in session. So that is the purpose of the executive committee. They act as the messengers while not in session. So, the executive committee has had an interim president for nearly 3 years now, I believe. So, they still have not found a replacement for Ronnie Floyd. So, Ronnie Floyd resigned in 2021 following the whole, they wanted to get away with, legal immunity and, attorney-client privilege. They wanted to do away with attorney-client privilege in the Southern Baptist Convention, and that led to a lot of people leaving the executive committee. It was a stupid idea at the time, and it led to the Southern Baptist Convention needing more legal, needing to get new lawyers because they did what was extremely inadvisable, and it has led to a plethora of lawsuits. So Ronnie Floyd was out, and then they replaced him with a man named Willie McLaurin. So Willie McLaurin is woke. He was a little woke. So at the time, he came into the picture in February 2022, and he was woke. He was promoting Walter Strickland, who's one of the most notoriously woke professors in the Southern Baptist Convention, specifically Southeastern Baptist Theological Seminary, to name more names. That's Danny Akin's seminary. So that's a little bit about Willie McLaurin. Now, however, it would be unfair not to note that Willie McLaurin had a reputation for dealing fairly with the Conservative Baptist Network crowd. In fact, many people in the Conservative Baptist Network seem to, for some stupid reason in my opinion, want Willie McLaurin to be named the permanent replacement for Ronnie Floyd and name him president of the executive committee. A lot of people wanted that. And a few months ago, I did not cover this story, they attempted to name a liberal, and a very overt liberal, as president of the executive committee, but he was on the search committee that was supposed to find the new president, and that did not go over well. He did not get the votes. And now Willie McLaurin has been ousted because of his own actions. He lied on his resume. And lying on your resume is a Ninth Commandment violation, and that'll get you fired from any position. Like, I don't know what job you can keep if you lie on your resume. A major job. Maybe you work at, fast food industry. I don't know. But any major corporation, if you're a CEO and you lie on your resume to get there, you're out. That is how it works. So no sympathy for Willie McLaurin at all. However, Willie McLaurin's replacement is Jonathan Howe. Jonathan Howe is the editor-in-chief of Baptist Press. Now, Baptist Press is the news outlet of the Southern Baptist Convention. It is managed and owned by the Southern Baptist Convention Executive Committee. So the Executive Committee runs Baptist Press. Jonathan Howe has been named the new interim president. Very quick process. It took a couple months for Roland Slade's interim president to happen, but they had a new interim president in a day. I don't think it'll take 2 years for him to get the new job, but Willie McLaurin was probably finally being considered for the full-time position, but the routine background check that they did flagged him for lying on his resume, and thus they got an even more woke candidate in there. And just some fun facts about Jonathan Howe. I mentioned that he was part of the Baptist Press, or Baptist Pravda as we like to call it. But Jonathan Howe's wife is effectively a pastor. And the church that he goes to is affiliated with the Heretical Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. So this is a church that double dips in the Southern Baptist Convention and the Heretical Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. And yet he's allowed to rise to the ranks of the Southern Baptist Convention. It is just outrageous. So the next thing that I want to talk about is a woke preacher clips. Also comes from the Southern Baptist Convention world. It is a woke preacher clip from Trillia Newbell. So we're going to roll tape on this woke preacher clip.
I want you all to do me and your church members and your community a favor and evaluate your leadership teams. See where you can add diversity, not for diversity's sake, but for the benefit of the body. Look and see where you can add diverse voices. Learn how to celebrate our differences and resist the notion of being colorblind. God is not colorblind. He talks about throughout his scriptures every tribe, tongue, and nation. So we need to learn to celebrate what God has already created. I have kind of coined the phrase, and it's probably not just mine. We need to grow and be color smart, or some people have said color wise.
So that's a little bit of the woke preacher clips, and it's very reminiscent of the Matt Chandler clip that talked about picking in a black 7 over an Anglo 8, but not a black 6 over an Anglo 8, because that's the kind of tokenism that you're trying to not appear like you're involving yourself in. So the Matt Chandler clip resurfaced a week or two ago because of William Wolfe, I believe, was the one who resurfaced that. And it shows one of the most notorious woke preacher clips in existence. That's on the Greatest Hits album of woke preacher clips. That's on the Hall of Fame first ballot of woke preacher clips. Trillia Newbell's statement, and she's an incredibly woke woman. Paige Patterson tried to warn you, but you called him racist for doing so. She's incredibly woke, has a woke resume of books and statements and like that. I don't believe this is her first woke preacher clip, but this is very reminiscent of we need to pick an black 7 over an Anglo 8 from Matt Chandler, and even more so, this organization that she was doing that for is a Southern Baptist entity. It is a program that they're doing. It's part of the Send Network. So that was from the New Churches YouTube channel. New Churches is powered by Send Network. That's part of the North American Mission Board, a partnership of people planting churches everywhere for everyone throughout the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. And as you can see on this webpage here, you got a giant face of Ed Stetzer, who's a hardcore liberal, and teaching subversive kingdom, which I just got to comment, that's got to be some sort of satanic Freudian slip, right? Ed Stetzer has never actually been successful at church planting, yet he is the church growth guru. He's the church planting guru that Big Eva loves to celebrate. So I don't get it, but there's something called failing upwards, and Ed Stetzer has made a career mastering that. So as you can see, this is some of the world-class teachers at New Churches. You got J.D. Greer, woke preacher there. Trillia Newbell, very woke. We just talked about her. And then we got Ed Stetzer as well. Those are, definitely top 3. And David Platt also, so top 4. And Dottie Lewis, man, we got a top 5 as well. So very woke group of people running this Southern Baptist entity. So, and they got courses. Maybe we should do a deeper dive on this in the future. So, and perhaps we will. But that is your update on the Southern Baptist Convention. Wokeness has launched a counteroffensive. There's been a lot of talk about counteroffensives lately because the Ukrainian military is failing at theirs. And, so counteroffensives are in the news. Wokeness has launched this counteroffensive in the Southern Baptist Convention after, about a 2-year stalemate. It wasn't the most pressing issue. But I think we're going to see a resurgence in critical race theory as a pressing issue in the Southern Baptist Convention because they never dealt with it. The Southern Baptist Convention has never condemned critical race theory. And at the current rate, they never will. But we'll see. The Southern Baptist Convention surprised me this past year in my coverage of it. Many of you subscribed to this channel after I live streamed the Southern Baptist Convention. And I welcome you. And they surprised me with the Mike Law Amendment. But the work is not over. It's just beginning. They need the urge to purge all these woke preachers, all these female pastors from their ranks, from their fellowship. So that's your news update on the Southern Baptist Convention. Have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next one.